I'm tired. Why do people on Instagram keep inviting me to join their channels? Why aren't you all join this? Hi, welcome back to my third channel. So for today's video, guess what it is? It's a Reddit video, not barrel scraping, am I? Subscribe, resubscribe, follow, like, comment, all that stuff. Am I the arsehole for selling our house without informing my wife? Sorry, is this Jim from The Office? Also check out my merch, check out my new mugs. Delicious. My wife and I have been married for many years, but before we got married, I had built up a substantial wealth. When we got married, I opted for a prenuptial agreement and complete separation of assets. She also had a significant premarital wealth. Besides the house we currently live in, I still own a beautiful apartment in the same city I usually rent out, but it's currently vacant. Over the past 2 years, we've had many discussions about moving to a smaller town and getting a house near the beach. 2 months ago, we bought the house for our upcoming move. This is get to the point, man. We already made the renovations we wanted, bought furniture, and we'll be moving to the new house soon. Since we won't be living in the city anymore, I don't see a reason to keep the house we currently live in and sold it without notifying my... Considering it's solely my asset, I didn't see the need to inform her in advance. That's... no. How could you not? Not saying she has legal claim to the house or whatever, because it's clear that she doesn't, but who are these people that just stick to these technicalities that they wouldn't think of even mentioning something like that to their life partner? Every day, me and my boyfriend tell each other what we've had for lunch, like if he's been in the office or whatnot. You do not talk to your spouses. Do you not like your spouses? Is that what this is? Do you not actually like your wife? How wouldn't that come up just in a passing? Oh, by the way, I'm going to sell this house because we're moving. Good Lord. Plus, selling and buying property is always a stressful process. On the day I finalised the sale, I told her I had sold the house and she was furious with me for not letting her know. She mentioned that she still needs a residence in the city and intends to come here frequently. I explained to her that I still have the apartment, which we can use whenever we need to be in the city, so there shouldn't be an issue. She remains upset with me, claiming that I didn't treat her like a wife by not involving her in such an important decision. On the other hand, I believe I didn't leave her without an address in the city, and the house was always exclusively my asset, just as she has her own wealth. Just talk to each other. What is wrong with you people? She argues that it's a completely different situation because it's the house we've been living in and we're moving in just a few days. This isn't a money thing or even a house thing, it's a communication thing. She's lived in that house for years. She has memories, associations, probably had plans for the future involving it. Just snatching that away from her as an afterthought move. See, you're the arsehole. Cool, it's your money, but damn, is she your partner or what? Told you. Lord, you should see the inane crap that me and my boyfriend talk about every day. Of course something like this would come up. Arsehole. Move on. I'm like Judge Judy, but for the internet generation. Am I the arsehole for telling my son he needs to get over us missing his wedding? Do we even need to read it? Do we? Do we need to read it? My son got married a few years ago. He lives on the other side of the country than us. No, maybe English ain't their first language. Be nice. Be nice. If it is their first language, learn it better. Do better with English. He got a great job opportunity after college, so he moved down. 2 years ago, he got married to Jenny, and what I heard, it was a beautiful wedding. This is 2 years ago. So the whole issue started when we were trying to get there. The wedding was on Saturday and our plane left Thursday night. Well, it got delayed and then delayed about 4 more times, Friday morning at this point, and then all the plane got cancelled due to a storm. When that happened, it was clear we were not leaving and driving there. It would take too long, we would miss the ceremony. So we informed him and he was pissed. We sent our well wishes and we could FaceTime if he wanted. He told us no and we saw a video of his getting married. Now the present day issue, any times we get in an argument or he wants us to do something, he pulls up the we missed his wedding card. That's a pretty good card to have. We were taking over the phone and we were talking about hosting Thanksgiving this year. He got mad saying, why won't you visit us? And I told him we don't have the money for the trip. We just saw him in July since it was unclear. Yes, we visited him and went to him, more deal and a comment. We got in an argument and he pulled the you must our wedding, it's the least you can do. I told him that enough and he needs to get over it. He called me a jerk. My daughter learned about it as she is on our side, but I don't know. If it was the weather, an act of God, and you really couldn't make it, then what can you do? Especially, I'm assuming these people are American because it's mainly Americans that use Reddit. It's a big country. Son got married a few years ago. This is all I know about America. So, LA, California's there, New York is there. Very swap to you guys. So, say that's the distance between them. You couldn't do that in 2 days, could you? With a car. Yeah, not the arsehole. It's unfortunate. But if you made all the effort you could to try to get there and there was big storms you couldn't, Not the arsehole. Am I the arsehole for refusing to bleach my hair for a wedding? We don't even need to read this, do we? No, you're not the arsehole. I have a weird problem. After I told my boyfriend, he told me this sub would be the perfect place to get help on. So I, 25F, am meant to be in the bridal party of my friend Zoe's, 26F's, wedding in December 2024. A couple days ago, she met with me and the rest of the bridal party to discuss what the plan was for hair, makeup, dresses. At first, it seemed reasonable. She was going for a winter wonderland type theme, so blue dresses, all in different shades, lined up as a gradient, with silvery accents, snowflake jewellery, and soft makeup. Even blue contacts for those of us without blue eyes. I wouldn't do that. I ain't touching my eyes. I ain't give a shit if it's like my bestest mate in the world is getting married and they wanted that. No. Last one's a bit weird, but no big deal for me. I've worn coloured contacts for Halloween, fine. The bit that ended up being an issue for me is Zoe requested we all get our hair dyed. A couple of members of the bridal group are natural blondes, and so is Zoe, but the rest of us are brunettes, a strawberry blonde and a redhead. I'm one of the brunettes, and I'm the only one in the group who's never dyed or bleached their hair. I considered it, but I can never stay settled on what I want to do, and I'd hate to spend my money on something that I'd end up hating. On top of that, my mum spent the ages 5 to 13 flat ironing my hair every single day. It really damaged my hair. I'm most certain it's resulted in my hair being thinner than they used to be. I know bleaching can also damage your hair, and I don't feel comfortable taking that risk yet. There's a lot of justification. Like, this is a lot of text. Just say you don't want to dye your hair for someone's fucking wedding. Like, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You don't need to dye your hair for someone else's wedding. Blue and blonde. Are they going for like a Frozen? Does she want them to all look like the Elsa lady? I told Zoe I wouldn't be able to dye my hair. She insisted it would be fine as my hair seemed quite healthy and she would be paying for the bleaching treatments for all of us. I again said no, thanks so much, but I can't. I asked if I could just wear a wig and she said no, that wigs are cheap and unnatural. Oh, and bleaching your hair with peroxide is perfectly natural as God intended. Me with my dyed black hair. She wants us to have our real hair bleached instead of some cheap imitation for the day. Like, and some wigs look really good now. What are you talking about? She told me I should go home and think about the fact that I'm ruining her vision. I'll be ruining the photos and the wedding video that she and her fiance will be putting together for his grandparents. Oh, heavens to Betsy, to view, since they won't be able to fly in from Argentina. I apologised, paid for my meal, then left. I really don't want to dye my hair, but I don't want to ruin Zoe's picture perfect day, and I don't think I'm being difficult, but am I wrong here? Someone said this is an Elsa-themed wedding, and the OP said, Elsa-themed is sending me. That makes a lot of sense, though. Did she really enjoy Frozen when it came out? Maybe that's why she's wanting to do a winter theme so bad. That's obviously why. Don't do it. Not the arsehole. Don't you worry about that. Last one. Am I the arsehole for telling my sister it's her fault her son is being bullied? My 26F sister, 33F, has 2 sons, Bracken and Neville. Is that why they're being bullied? My husband, 24M, and I went to a basket raffle at our local library the past weekend. My sister, Bracken, Neville's... Why are there so many characters in this story? It's like a Colleen Hoover book. How am I going to keep up? Right, the kids, Bracken's girlfriend, 13-year-old, and sister's husband. This raffle is held every year, and many local businesses and organisations donate baskets to help raise funds for the library. There are all sorts of baskets, and from free messages to gift cards to sports jerseys and so much more. Bracken got some tickets for all of the sports-related ones. He plays baseball and has done this every year. He's been pretty successful in the past. Bracken then went around with his GF. I was hanging out with my husband, sister, and the rest of the family looking at the baskets when Bracken and his GF came back to us. Shortly after this, while still looking at baskets, oh my god, please get to the point. We saw some science baskets with projects and books for kids. This type of stuff is what Neville likes. It was going fine until in that section they had a few baskets that were aimed at girls in science and STEM. When Neville saw the baskets, he called them stupid and started making some pretty awful comments about how girls are too dumb for science. Alright, calm down, Neville. You're 11. Does your mum still cut the crusts off in your sandwiches? Talk to me about intelligence after you've hit puberty. I am literally smarter than any 11-year-old alive. He made some more comments like, this is why robotics club is all boys. My husband and I just dismissed it, but we could see a few people giving us looks, and Bracken made a comment telling Neville to shut his mouth. Based Bracken. The raffle happened, Bracken won a lot, the rest didn't. On the car ride home, my hubby and I were asking each other where Neville could have learned that language, and we were stumped. Last night I got a call from my sister and she seemed stressed. She was telling me about how horrible Neville's first month of middle school was. She was telling me he was being targeted and bullied. I asked her to explain what happened and she was just crying. I asked if she could give the phone to someone else. She gave it to Bracken, who told us that she wasn't telling the truth. He said that the kids were mocking Neville for what he said at the raffle. Bracken admitted he was telling his friends about it and then spread it to the 6th graders. Some of the kids in Neville's grade were calling him creepy and weird. Oh dear. And we're doing it to his friends as well, who defended his comments. My sister quickly grabbed the phone from him after. After she calmed down, she asked me what to do. I told her this was on her and her fault for not correcting Neville's behaviour. She said she didn't know why he said it and said that she can't just take away his phone or friends when I mentioned both as a possible source. He's 11, he has a phone. What? I mean, sure, I think I was like 14 when I got my first phone. But 11? What's he doing on a phone? Who does he, as an 11-year-old, need to call? Santa Claus? I'm in two minds, actually, because if the school... How about this? Kids can get phones when they're 11, but it's the Nokia with only text, calls and Snake. I think that's a fair compromise between me and every single parent out there. She just doubled down and said she needed to teach Bracken and his friends not to gossip. I told her she was being ridiculous and hung up. She tried calling back. I didn't pick up. Then I got angry texts. Am I the arsehole? Wonder what everyone else is saying. I told my sister that it was her fault her son was being bullied because she'd not corrected sexist behaviour and refused to punish him because she thought it was inconvenient. I thought this was going to be about bullying because she named her son Bracken. Everyone sucks here except Bracken. We have an 11-year-old falling into the misogynistic, sexist rabbit hole, which... pipeline to that stuff on YouTube is real. You watch one video, millions will come up. Poor parenting. No one, including you, your husband and his mum, didn't say anything, instead ignored his comment. I applaud Bracken for at least telling him to shut up. Bracken, not gonna lie, is the only one who made sure Neville knew what he said was wrong, even if it caused bullying. I bet Neville knows what he said was wrong now because of Bracken. I just see it as a bully learning his lesson. Well, yeah, because Bracken is being a bully to like the entire female genre. You're not wrong though. Your sister should have put some sense in her kid's head, but at the same time you ignored what Neville said. Sure, she's the parent, but he needs to know that everyone disapproves of the situation, which includes you. I agree with the comments. It's clearly a very complicated situation that encapsulates monitoring what your kids see online, where they pick up this type of thing, etc., etc. So everyone sucks except Bracken. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I make new videos on this channel whenever I feel like it. I'll see you all next time. Bye.